it's a bad religion, Muslims are bad people, because I was born in a Hindu, upper caste family. Well, I read an amazing book by Maulana Abu Ala Maududi, which is it says, what is Islam?
Even if you lack the base sense of humanity, we can say, why is our tax dollars going to fund a genocide in Gaza?
Yo, that's nice, man.
Be honest.
Wallah, that's nice. Assalamu alaikum. I am Ahmed Ramadan for Muslim Network TV, and this is GTA Muslims Today. I'm here at the Halal Bites Festival at Nathan Phillips Square, and as you can see, there are many different booths here for food. We are here to find a couple of nice stories to share with you, and this is what we're going to be looking for, not food, stories. So stay with us and let's go. So as we're going through the Halal Bites Festival, I came across a familiar face, Khateeb Sameer Menon. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Brother, it's good to see you again.
Nice to meet you again.
Yeah, so, I'm really happy I got to see you today because you have a very interesting story, and I wanted to, you, mashallah, you do a lot of work when it comes to da'wah and Islamic training and that sort of thing. So let's start there. How did you come to Islam?
Well, I was born in a Hindu family, so I was not very happy, and I was very inquisitive. Why do they worship so many idols and so many, gods, etc., etc.? So at the age of 13, I was studying in a convent school. So over there, I learned about Jesus. I learned about that God is one, but still it was three. But anyway, so for about 6-7 years, I was a Christian, and then again, I was not very happy because I was still in search. I said there should be one God. I then got acquainted with Buddhism, thinking that I could find that one God that I was looking for. But once I accepted Buddhism and I was practicing Buddhism, I learned that they don't even believe in a God. It was like an atheist religion. I gave all that up, and then I said, no, something is not resonating with all that's happening. So I decided to wait, and I was like an agnostic atheist kind of for a few years. Then one day I had a few friends of mine who introduced me to a Muslim friend, and he invited me to his house. And over there I saw a book. It was the Quran, Bible and Science by Maurice Bucaille. That book, I said, okay, I know the Bible, so let me see what it says about science and Bible. So I took the book home and I started reading it. That's when I decided, wow, Quran says this, Bible says this, Bible not compatible, Quran compatible. That's when I decided I had to go and buy the Quran. So I went and bought the Quran, and I started reading the Quran. See, let me take a little bit back about the whole thing. When we were young, when we were kids, we were conditioned, about Islam. It's a bad religion. Muslims are bad people, because I was born in a Hindu, upper caste family.
There's a lot of people that come to Islam. They say that their journey started with hate for Islam, and then when they start looking into it turns around.
Very true, very true. So that's why we never thought of and even finding out what is Islam, what are the belief system, nothing. But when I read the book, that's what made me go and buy the Quran. I started reading the Quran, and then I got acquainted with some of the Muslims who gave me more books on Islam. For example, I read an amazing book by Maulana Abu Ala Maududi, which is it says, what is Islam? So I started reading that book, and along with the Quran. There is where I found the Tawheed, the oneness of God, that Allah is one. That's what made me accept Islam, Alhamdulillah. And then I came to Islam. I studied Islam formally, and then now Alhamdulillah I am a Khateeb. I go around.
So we'll get to your work in just a moment. I just want to touch a little bit more about this story. What is it? Is there any particular interaction that you had with the Quran that you want to share with our viewers? Because a lot of people that convert to Islam, they'll talk about stories where they open the Quran, they're reading particular particular things, and they feel like they're almost having a conversation with the Quran, or just their own story basically. Is there any like that with you?
It's very simple. My search was that I always knew that there's this one God. So when Surah Ikhlas, because Allah is telling me who He is. Qul huwa Allahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. He's telling me that He's one and only. He's eternal. And there is nothing that is comparable to Him. So that is what that is what connected me, and I got my answer. That's what my connection with the Quran.
So we're standing here with Nabil from Liberate Palestine 48. Nabil, thank you for joining us. Assalamu alaikum. So can you please tell us just a little bit about your booth and your movement here?
Absolutely. So today we are at Halal Bites Festival at Nathan Phillips Square in downtown Toronto. And this booth here, Liberate Palestine 48 booth, is really just to show the people, especially the Muslims that are within the GTA, that the Palestinian cause is still well and alive. We are over a year and a half into this ongoing genocide in Gaza that our brothers and sisters are enduring. And all that we're trying to do is we're trying to spread awareness and advocate and show that we continue to stand with our brothers and sisters no matter how long it's been, and that the people in the GTA will never fall down and never give up on our people in Gaza. And things like this where we have our community, not just Arabs, not just Muslims, but a lot of people that come out to these sorts of events. They come and take a look, and they come and ask questions, they come and buy merchandise, they come and show that the people in Gaza still have support behind them. They still have people behind them. They still have people that will continue to fight for things like an arms embargo, like ending complicity with the state of Israel, and a bunch of other things. So that's what we're here for.
Do you feel like the government has done enough?
Unfortunately, no. I feel like the government has not done enough, and this is a question that we've seen for the longest time. And I feel like the easiest tell to answer this question is the recent election, and what we saw, how there was such a swing of different votes. There was people that were going against the Liberals. There was people going against the Conservatives. There was so many people going against even the NDP, and that's because nobody's doing enough to help our brothers and sisters in Gaza. When at the baseline, even if you lack the base sense of humanity, we can say, why is our tax dollars going to fund a genocide in Gaza? Us as Canadian citizens living here, working hard, paying our hard-earned taxes, why are our taxes going to fund a genocide of our brothers and sisters in Gaza? Even though humanity should be the very base point, we can at least say, what about our tax dollars? Why shouldn't they fix healthcare here, construction here, homelessness here, so many other problems that we are seeing so prominent within our communities that are just not being answered, and instead our tax dollars are going and killing innocent children, burning innocent children in Gaza.
So actually we did a lot of election coverage, and this is one of the questions we were asking people, why people in Canada should care about what's taking place in Palestine and Gaza. And a lot of people echoed some of what you're saying. You put it very nicely, but a lot of people were saying that we should care here, not just because of humanity, but because it affects us here as well. When it comes to like free speech, instead of investing money there, that money should be going here, stabilizing different areas in the world so our also economy could grow stronger and have better relationships with people. There's a lot of that. I think this conversation maybe is worth a deeper dive, but here at the Halal Bites Festival, I'm going to try to just switch the conversation a little bit and talk about, you guys are promoting here this Kinza Pop. Why are you guys promoting that?
So that's also a great question. So the reason that we are supporting this brand Kinza is because, as we've seen, a lot of different companies are investing or funding in the genocide of our brothers and sisters. So brands like Kinza were created to, sort of create a competitor in this market, so that way there is non-boycott versions of things like Pepsi, of things like Coca-Cola, 7-Up, Sprite, so on and so forth. So that's why Kinza has been brought here by people that we know, and we're just promoting so that way we can help at least some way fight against these competitors that are funding this genocide, So
I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Absolutely.
I'm going to grab one and try it.
There you go.
I'm very picky with my pop.
Go for it.
So
go
you
for
hold
it.
the mic.
There we go.
Try this.
I'll try it with you, so that way we can get an authentic reaction. I haven't tried this flavor, so.
All right.
Okay, ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Bismillah.
Yo, that's nice, man.
Be honest. Be honest.
Wallah, that's nice.
Wallah, man.
Like,
So this is
I stopped drinking pop just because I can't find what I like, and this is actually nice. So
Exactly. So
if anybody's looking for an alternative, I don't know, you could try it and
you
see
get
for
that
yourself.
itch that you have, you get that craving, and at the same time, you're not supporting the genocide of your brothers and sisters, right? So it's non-boycott, it tastes great, it's healthier than these other competitors, and you're not funding the genocide of your brothers and sisters.
Nabil, thank you so much for taking the time, brother.
so much.
Hopefully we'll be in touch in the future. We can talk a little bit more. Thank you for joining us at the Halal Bites Festival. We were able to bring you a couple of stories, but stay tuned. Assalamu alaikum. This is GTA Muslims Today.